Hello, my name is Glenn Rogers, and we're going to be bringing to you All About Cops. This show is designed to give you, the public, the opportunity to express yourself as it pertains to issues about the police. We know that many of you would like to be heard, and you want to talk about these issues that pertain to law enforcement and how they're interacting with you, the public. So stay tuned, because All About Cops is going to be doing just that. Ace, how you doing today?
Not too bad, how are you?
Good. Okay, I'd like to know, how do you feel about police and the way that they do their jobs? Do you feel like they're doing a good job here in South St. Louis?
That's a tough question. Overall, I am very thankful for police. I
Yeah.
appreciate the work that they do around here. Do I feel that it's always effective as of more recently? No, I do not.
Do you think the people should appreciate what the police do more? There's a lot of criticism about the police. You think they should be more appreciative of what they do?
They should, in the fact that a lot of us don't understand what it is that they go through daily. The pressures that they go through, the requirements, what the actual situations are. We only hear about half of the story. So, I mean, we should show more appreciation for the work that they do, including all the positive stuff that they do. However, that appreciation isn't necessarily there due to the fact that it's just miscommunication, lack of understanding, only seeing the negatives instead of the positives.
And that's a good point. A lot of times people, they'll see what they're actually looking for, okay? And we know the police do a good job, and it is a dangerous job. I did it for 22 years. I've got guys that are dead today who tried to do their job. So I'm glad to hear that you do appreciate the police. But now, are all the police good?
That would be a no. Not all police officers are good. No offense to anyone. However, there are definitely some crooked situations, some situations that come up that make you start wondering whether they in the right, were they following the right process, especially when you lose a loved one and the stories don't add up.
So these situations, recently we've had a number of situations in St. Louis where it seemed to be an ethnic situation. Now, a number of the people that I've spoken to feel that the racial situation is getting tangled up in law enforcement, and a lot of this is actual racism in the form of blue, like the blue uniform. Would you say that that's going on some?
Based off of personal experience and the losing of my brother and the way it went down, yes.
So you've lost a family member to the police?
April 11th.
And was he shot down?
Yes, he was.
Oh my goodness, my condolences to you. Do you think it was justified?
No, it was not in my opinion.
But you still speak favorably for the good that they do.
Overall, yes, I can't necessarily take one incident and hold it against everybody. That's not fair. It's like the bad apple is the one that ruins it for the whole bunch. It's not fair.
And you know, and that's why we're here. We're trying to get rid of the bad apples. Look, I'm telling you, in 22 years of working with cops, I know for a fact that there are some cops that are beyond rotten. And one problem that I have with my buddies, you in the police union, I want to say this to you. Why do you always vindicate a police officer before you get the information? See, that makes our profession look bad. So St. Louis Police Union, I'm going to be coming to you because I want to get your comments. But you need to at least hear the information before you say it was a justified shooting. Don't you agree?
I definitely agree.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to say to the public? I know you got going through a lot of pain and so forth.
Value those that are in your life while you have them, because you never know when it's going to be that moment that they're gone.
All right. Thank you very much, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're watching All About Cops, the show where people's opinions really do matter. This is Wellston, Missouri, with the show All About Cops with our street interviews. We have with us today Bain. Bain, how are you today?
Pretty good.
Good. Okay. You know, Bain, you've got a few strong comments about how the public needs to start appreciating the police. Tell us what you think.
I really think the police are saints. They deserve to have statues built for them. They put their lives on the line. I see this. I witness this every day. For the past 20 years, I'm in retail in St. Louis. Honestly, we blame the politicians. Every time a politician want to get re-elected, all they need to do is take more powers from the police, basically sucking up to the people.
Okay.
The police have the right to pull you over, have the right to ask you, what are you doing here? Have the right to arrest you when you're wrong. The public also need to appreciate the services the policemen are doing.
Uh-huh.
They need to stop jumping up in police officers' faces with their phones and cameras. Let the police do some policing. Let them do their work.
Okay. Now, this was the, I'm not going to mention the name of the business, but this was the location of the death of a police officer right in this business about 2 months ago. It was very shocking to the community. A lot of cops were crying and sad. A lot of the public was sad. But the young ladies in there wanted me to state one thing, that this is not about Wellston. This is not about this business. And they really want to just see the gangs on the north side of Page and the gangs on the south side to stop meeting right here and having their little warfare. So what do you say about the real core problem? What is the core problem up here? Why is so much happening? Another young man just got killed not long ago. On video footage, there was 2 people shooting each other less than 10 feet from where I am right now. So what's going on here?
Probably we need more police presence, but we need more authority to police when they show up. Because they show up, walk around, what are you doing here, what are you doing there? As soon as they walk away, the same crowd shows up again. What else I can add to you?
Do you think the police are doing a good job?
They are doing a fantastic job. They just need more power.
Do you think there's some bad cops that need to be rooted out?
I don't believe so.
Do you think all cops are good?
Yes, sir.
Are all lawyers good?
All who?
Lawyers.
No.
Are all priests good?
Yes. Any people of God are good.
Okay. Okay. If you were a cop, what would you do? How would you patrol this area?
I'll ask more questions. Being in this area, I know there's a lot of guns around. Legalizing guns, I believe, wasn't a good idea. I've been here over 20 years, so I know those who were 10 years old, now they're 30, I know their kids. Mm-hmm. Everybody absolutely are packing, 16 years of age and up. They can't make the right decision when they get intimidated.
Do you feel safe?
No, sir. I mean, I can take care of myself, but I see anything can happen anymore.
Okay. If you had the authority to command the police to do things in the way that you would want to see them done, having been a resident and a businessman for 20 years, what would you command your officers to do?
Search every individual you pull over. You will always find illegal stuff. Guns is where the fear is. You will find guns. Well, with no guns, these crimes wouldn't have happened.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that we appreciate you and your comments. You are definitely a person that is very pro-cop. You appreciate them. Now, let me ask you this. If you were just a citizen and not a businessman, would you be as appreciative of the cops, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I want to live in a safe neighborhood. I want to leave my kids in the house and go to work knowing that my kids are safe. With this pace going on, I assure you within 10, 15 years, no woman will be safe enough dropping her kids to school in the morning.
Oh man, that's a heavy
It is
statement.
bad, brother. It is bad. And it's all over. It's not just Wilson.
Are the politicians doing what you think they should be doing?
I mean, I believe if me and you now standing up here, if they're not worried about police showing up to protect me and you, we will be robbed right now.
Oh my goodness.
Not just here, anywhere. Bad people are everywhere. See what happened in New Orleans when Katrina hit. Within a couple of days, rape in the street, robbery, looting, and that's in 2 days with no law.
And if it were not for the police officers, no matter whether you got
and
bad
you would be
apples or
safe.
not, New Orleans never would have been normal. We wouldn't be able to stand here right now.
Yes, sir.
So overall, the effect of having a proactive, or just say an active police agency, is helping the citizens of the United States.
Give more power to the police.
All righty. Okay, can't be any clearer than that. Thank you, Bain. We really appreciate your interview.
Thank you, sir.
This is the show all about cops, where we're going to be hearing from professionals in law enforcement and the public. Wellston has been the subject of a lot of television reporting and a lot of action. Cop gets killed less than 50 yards from here, and another one shot, and people shooting on the parking lot. Brother, what's your name, first of all?
My name Terrence.
All right, Terrence, you live in Wellston?
Yes, sir.
Man, what's going on in Wellston?
Man, it's a lot of crime rate been going on. People been getting shot and killed. And this store right here, been too much happening at the store. Like, I feel like if they had a police that was working in there, like 80% of the crime probably die down. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need a police officer in there for it to go down. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so if I had a police officer, now you had a police officer here and he got killed.
Yeah, but I don't know what that was all about though. But he needs to hire a police in there, and I think the crime rate would go down a lot.
Now, what's the cause of the problem, brother? Is it the job situation? What's the reason there's so much hatred toward one another? I heard there's hatred from the north side gangs and the south side. What's happening up here, man?
Man, it's a lot happening up here. You know what I'm saying? It be these young dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? They just be shooting and killing. They like that's the thing to do right now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been a lot going on around here.
Well, I know the situation of drugs in America is big. Oliver North said, one time the government was involved in bringing drugs in the countries for some reason. But look, man, we got churches on almost every corner.
Right.
Is the church having any effect upon what's happening here with you and your brothers in this situation?
Nah, I don't think so.
Do we need churches now? Are they effective
Yes.
at all?
Yes, that we need some churches around here. There's one church around here, but I don't think nobody go to it for real. Be a couple of people though. But like I said though, they need to hire police up here for all the crime rate can go down.
So it's more important to you to see more police than it would be more people marching, more church activity. We need some strong policing in Wellston, right?
Right.
Are you happy with what the police are doing right now? This is a place where the police are really paid almost as low as anybody in the country.
Right.
So do you think they need to be paid more?
Yeah, a lot more, yeah, because, you know what I'm saying, it ain't worth it. All the crime be going on around here, and they got to put their life on the line, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit of change, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we need more. The police need to get paid more.
Do you think that most of the cops are good and they really, really want to solve crime, or do you think that they just don't like the people here, they don't like them, and then they just dog them out? Do you think they're trying to do good?
Yeah.
I know I got you on the spot, but this is just your feelings.
Yeah. They trying to do good because before they came, it was a lot going on, and when North Co-op came, it died down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's still going on.
All right. Now, all of a sudden, you become the police officer. How would you patrol this area?
I would patrol it. I would come through here, ride through here every 30 minutes, and check in the store, make sure there ain't nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? Just keep some cops patrolling around the area. You know what I'm saying? And I think the crime rate will go down too, because they'll see the police up here, so it won't be a lot of shooting and killing up here because the police up here. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now, do you think the average person up here trusts the police?
The average person, no,
Why not?
because some of them scandalous and some of them good.
Now we come to some scandalous police.
Yeah.
And
We got police that harass us for nothing, just for walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? And they'll say they got to call in that match. If we got to call in that match your prescription, but I think they be lying. They just do that just to hem us up and try to catch something up on us. You know what I'm saying?
so then you think the job of the people that hire the police is what? What should they do? The people that hire the police ought to do what, in your opinion?
The police, what'd you say?
The people who hire the police, what do you think that they need to do, since the police are just rolling up on you guys and stopping you for no apparent reason?
We need more police out here that's gonna do their job right. You know what I'm saying? Without harassing us.
So you think that they should talk to you better
Yes.
and treat you better?
Yes.
All right. Brother, thank you very much. Appreciate you. You're watching All About Cops, the show where the community has an impact on the cops. This is all about cops, and boy, I'll tell you, people are really saying what they believe that needs to be done about the police. Okay, we're here in the Delmar Loop. Again, we're talking to people about cop issues, and we have Karen with a K.
Hi. Hi, St. Louis.
Karen, let me ask you this. How do you feel about policing, and particularly, do you live in this area?
Yes, I'm from St. Louis. I love your city. I always come down to the Loop. I feel like it's a safe area. Great shopping.
Okay. Do you ever have any inhibitions about coming here?
No, I mean at night, there's like nightclubs and hotels and the nightlife, but I totally feel safe and I just love the energy down here.
Okay. Do the police show their presence as much as you would like in this area?
I feel like they patrol, at least like with the parking meters and everything, but they do a good job.
All right, there's been a lot of talk about this racial issue about police officers, white police officers shooting black people. Do you feel that there's any validity in the claims of black people that they're being targeted? How do you feel about it? I know you don't have the facts, but how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, that saddens me. I hope that that's not the issue. I know that, there are a lot of young people that hang out in this area at night, so that might be some of the issue. I think probably they're targeting anyone that's under the age of 21.
Okay, say you were a cop. You're now Karen the cop, okay? And it's your job to patrol, and you know the issues, and the cameras are all around the cops, and they're watching everything that you do. How would you police as a cop, being Karen the cop?
I'd probably go after the loudest people, making the most commotion. Maybe if I see some, contraband or drinking, I'd probably go and question those kids first.
Okay. Do you feel safer with black cops or white cops?
I'd say I'm pretty neutral. As long as I see a uniform, that's all I see.
Okay. Do you think that all cops are good?
That's questionable.
Well, they don't come out the seminary. Do you think that there are some bad cops?
Sure.
Do you think that bad cops sometimes do bad things?
Yes.
So would you say that there possibly are some bad cops?
Yes.
Do you think there's more bad cops or good cops?
I'd say there's probably more good cops.
Okay.
But there's always that one that, ruins it for everybody.
What type of changes would you implement if you were, say, the person that was in charge of a police department, this police department? What would you change?
Probably change maybe the way that they patrol the streets. Maybe like to see more on maybe bikes and scooters or something.
Okay. Do you think that more attention should be given to the issue of jobs and job availability to reduce crime?
What do you say the question again?
In other words, do you think that the job situation is a part of the crime problem that we have in St. Louis? The fact that there's a lot of unemployment in St.
Yeah.
Louis?
I mean, yeah, they can always do a better job with employment rate in any city.
Okay.
But I think that, with all this job, I know they've got the new trolley going, so they are like getting more of the local businesses up and running, and hopefully that brings like a few more jobs to this area.
Do you think cops should be using tasers?
I think that they should use them when they feel the need to use a taser instead of a firearm. If my child was on the street and they were held at gunpoint, I'd rather them be tased than shot at.
How do you feel about, say, the fact that so many people now are taking drugs? They got a lot of mind-altering drugs, and cops got to deal with those situations. Do you think cops need more training in how to deal with people that have mental issues?
Yes, for sure. You never know. I mean, their lives are at stake as well, and you never know. If they come up to people late at night, you don't know what they're drinking or taking. So training on kind of seeing that behavior, and if people are under the influence, they definitely should be able to see that right away.
Now, would you feel more comfortable, Karen, with a female cop or a male cop?
Probably female.
Okay, Karen, I want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Help.
You're watching All About Cops, the show where everything is being said that needs to be heard. We have with us one of the ladies, Lucretia, who happened to be here when that happened. And Lucretia, I've heard a lot of the negative, I've seen some negative comments and so forth that I felt was unfair, trying to criticize you. You've been threatened by people because they felt like you didn't do enough for the police officer, but you held the man's hand, you called for backup. Without you, he wouldn't have had a chance. So I want for you to say
let me just clear that up. I did hold his hand. I was one of the ones that called 911. I was not on the walkie-talkie. That was my coworker, Miss Harper or whatever. But we did do everything that we could to get this man help fast. Yes, she received death threats. I received backlash as well because it's like, okay, we helped a white officer who probably wouldn't have helped us, but like we said, that's somebody's family, human being, whatever. So we don't see no color. Like, we would want somebody to do the same thing for us. Since then, it's been so much going on, and they've been targeting the store. And the thing that I want people to know, it's not even just the store, it's this neighborhood.
Okay.
Like, everybody's going against their own in this neighborhood. And so while they're like, oh, this is, no. You need to start doing whatever in the community. But what the community need to do is stand up and back up and do whatever they have to do. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. You cannot support wrong or whatever. If you right, you right. But if you wrong, I can't support that. You know, I have a family to go home to at the end of the day, and so do my coworker. Like, you know, we don't know what we up against, but it's just been so much madness and craziness. All you can do is shake your head, you know, and they're gunning for the store because things is happening outside the store or around the store, but it's not the people that's in the store, it's the people in the community. Like,
So you brought up something important to me. You wanted the people to know that it's not the store that's the problem, that is the South Side gangs and the North Side gangs, and your business just happens to be right in the middle.
Right in the middle of the BS. Like, you know, like, and one thing it is, it's the younger generation. They so loose with it. They don't care. They don't have no respect. All of that. And I try to teach my kids because once you get lost and caught up in this system, that's it. Like, and I'm a mother, a single parent with 3 boys and a girl. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get it until you lost in this system. Like, but I'm gonna fight hard for mine. I try to teach them that as everybody should be doing it. Like, as a community, everybody need to come together. Like,
do you teach your children to respect the cops highly?
I do. Now, the one thing I want to say, yes, there are some bad cops. I've seen it for self. Then we do have those few out here that's good, but it's like, they're all getting labeled as bad cops, but I've seen it for self, the good cops and the bad cops. No, I will not support a bad cop, but as youngins, we are raised like, yo, the police good, call them, do this and do that. But then when you got crooked cops out here, how does that make you feel when you get older? And it's like, when you in the midst of it, it's like you don't want to deal with it or be caught in the middle of it. So it's like, I'm not snitching, I'm not saying this and saying that, when what you need to say could help this person or whatever, and it had no involvement, but because of the way things are going in society, it's not right, you know, so.
Okay, so
It's sad.
your feeling is that the general consensus of the people here is they do trust the police, or they
No,
don't?
They don't.
What can the police do to gain the trust of the public?
They have to do better. The community got to do better. The police have to do twice as better. You know, like, it was a point in time where you could trust the police.
Yeah.
But now it's like you don't trust the police. You don't want to say nothing because if you say something, it's like a catch-22. You caught up in the middle of it, and all you was trying to do was help this person that had nothing to do with it. So, you know, like, it's you damned if you do and damned if you don't.
The average person that lives here that sees you now, and you are the lady that tried to help this officer, you prayed with him, he died, and then the people call you threatened. You got like threats on your life?
I had the backlash, but me, I don't care what nobody think. Because like I said, whether it was my family or my dad or uncle or anybody, or even me, if it was me, I would want somebody to do the same for me. So all I saw was a human being. I don't see no color. I don't see, oh, good cop, bad cop, nothing. Because I didn't even know too much about this man before that. All I know was that this man just got shot. And, you know what I'm saying, we didn't even know that he was going to pass, you know. So we was just trying to get him help, but.
Well, you know, I want to say we appreciate you and the people. I want you to understand something. This sister has suffered a lot because of a lot of you. You have put her on Front Street. She tried to do good. She's done everything that she could do. She could have not even called the police and just watched them bleed out. So I want you, white people, black people, everybody to understand she is not to blame. And this woman, she needs to be praised for the work that she did. When I first saw that footage, I was upset that you were getting this kind of whiplash for trying to do good.
Well, that would be Miss Harper, my coworker, aka my sis, and that's why I wanted to send love to her, because her intentions when she did the video wasn't to put it out here like that. She was trying, because every second seemed like an hour. Like, seriously, like, and it was
Yeah, she was really criticized for videotaping the whole thing,
but
you know?
all we was trying to do was get this man help any kind of way possible. And, you know, Facebook is a platform, whatever, like, you know, people like this and that, whether we dial 911, and then after that, so many came through the door at once, but look how long it took everybody to get here. Like, we literally was trying to help this man fight for his life in the midst of that. So I just wanted her to know, and anybody else who criticized her, like, that was never her intentions of trying to make it seem like this and this and that. It wasn't no disrespect to the family or his kids or anything. And we've said that in the paper, what the news didn't put out what we wanted them to say or anything. So that's why I said I will only do this interview if y'all say my words, because I've tried this already.
We will not be altering and changing your words. We can assure you of that. I want to say this. As an officer who worked 22 years in the same area, in fact, I've been to the same place, I patrolled the same street, and I recall one time when a white officer, he actually was saved over there on right down the street. In fact, about 4 blocks. No, it was St. Charles Rock Road, right by the liquor store. He had an accident. He went flying over there, and his car, he lost control of his car. He hit a pole so hard he snapped the pole. No, it's right there in Pagedale.
Okay.
And he actually couldn't breathe. He was bubbling blood up in his throat, okay? And it was a black woman that came and actually cut him out of there. And you know why that's so strange? Because one day, about 3 months after that, he had several facial surgeries. He lived. The same woman came through on a fugitive arrest, and she was at the station. And she wanted to let him know, I am the same person that saved your life, because his tone to her was harsh. He couldn't believe it. But when he found that out, it just melted him like a candle. People, we are people out here. Cops are people. There's good, there's bad. And I want to say this is a good lady right here. Give her a break and praise her for what she has done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Have a
you.
good one.
Thank you. If you have an issue that you'd like to discuss with us, or you just like to shout out to us, or just give your comments, you can reach us at tvallaboutcops@gmail.com. If you would like to know more about the police and the laws and how to interact with them, go to www.insidethelaw.us.